What is up? I'm the AC, and this is the first video of What You Reading. Pretty much my What You Reading videos are going to be just about what I've read this week. And originally I was already talking about things I was reading, but I realized I was reading a lot more than I used to. So I was like, I'm just going to make videos just to focus on the reading part of what I do. So, this week, what I read was a quick little read called Fated to Meet You by Despoina Kemeridou. I hope that is at least somewhat close to how you pronounce your name, because I suck at names. I'm sorry. But, going on, I really enjoyed this little read. I wasn't sure what to expect from it. I saw it described as like fairy tale, time travel. I was like, what exactly is that going to be? Turns out it was delightful. So, what the main story is this woman named Nora is sent back in time to this land and is pretty much asked to replace this dead princess. Apparently, conveniently shows up at the right time. Apparently, she looks just like the princess. And the king and queen are like, we don't want anyone to realize she's dead, so you just fill in. And she agrees because her life before was boring. She thought it'd just be cool. And she agrees right away. So, apparently, 3 years passed pretty quickly. Uh, and her new dad, the king, is like, we need you to marry another king to form an alliance because we're broke. They have money. We have army. Put two together. And she's like, yeah, this is what princesses do. This is pretty much right out of a fairy tale. And she agrees right away to that. She's a very agreeable person, you come to realize. So they go to this other kingdom named, and the king's name, or soon to be king, next heir of the throne is Jake. But, um, you know, there's this her whole idea of like, I'm being forced to do this. Eventually he's like, I'm not going to fall in love with you. She's like, I'm not either. Because, of course, they're going to. Because that's what happens in fairy tales. You fall in love at first sight and then say you're not going to. And and their whole love thing is kind of out of nowhere. Like, it's nice. Like, it's you've seen it before. Princess, prince put together. They fall in love. This is a quick story. It skips all the mushy stuff and it's like has a good couple moments and it's like okay, but it's eventually revealed there is a curse that can only be broken conveniently by someone from a different time. And guess what? That's who she is. So of course, but the curse, interesting in itself. There's a whole story of it. Woman gets pretty much betrayed, and she puts a curse. And the curse is if the eldest or firstborn is a daughter, she'll die at the age of 20, and then none of the sons will be able to become king. Quick little summary of that. Uh, but then, eventually the truth is revealed. She tells Jake that she's from another time, and he believes her without really any question. And so now they have that. But then she has, I guess, a dream, and to where the woman that cursed the past kings gives her a way to break the curse and tells her what she needs to do. Uh, and of course, it looks like it works. So um, they get married, but then it turns out her new father, the king, is betrays betrays him, which they pretty much already figured is probably going to happen, but ends up killing both of them. But and then it's like, oh, the only way to save you is to send you back to your time, and this is where the big spoiler comes in. I like the twist at the end, which I really enjoyed and didn't really see coming, which I always enjoy. And she gets sent back in time, and it's like it was all just a dream. And, it really seems like that could have been it. It could have just been a dream. And then a couple more years pass. She's doing whatever, and she finds Jake. It turns out he somehow also got sent to the future. It's kind of unbelievable. And he's like, hang on. And he's like, here's a book, read it. And it pretty much tells the history. So, just to confirm that it all actually did happen and that it wasn't a dream, and he is real, what happened to her is real, all the other people was real. And you also find out pretty much justice gets served. The people that betrayed and killed them also end up killing each other. The other people take over for them, and it's all happily ever after. So, oh, nice little wrap up with that. But yeah, I try to keep my spoilers that I did have kind of vague because you should read this. It's quick. You have no reason not to really. I really enjoyed it. I've been meaning to read it for a while. It's just lots of stuff to read, and I finally got around to it. I'm glad I did. Uh, but a couple more thoughts that I realized while reading this. Uh, Neither of the two kingdoms had a name given, but it didn't cause any confusion, so it didn't matter. The other thing I thought was interesting and a little weird is both the first king, his name is Ethan, and then the next king who she falls in love with is Jake. I was like, these don't sound like very royal esque names, but I mean it didn't matter. They're kings. It's a fairy tale, but it a lot of the stuff, the way it's written, it really fits into like if this all was a dream, it makes sense. The fact that it kind of all goes by quick and that only the important stuff happens. Like if I ever remember a dream, this is kind of the way I remember it. It's like this quick. It's like it seems like a lot of happened in a short time. A lot of time passed, but not really. So I think it could still be a dream if it wanted to be. But it's a nice way to end with a happily ever after kind of thing. But yeah, I really enjoy these short reads myself because, especially with this one, it does a really good job at getting a whole story into something I can just sit and read and enjoy. And it's not like there's anything missing. You don't feel like it needed anything more. But you enjoy it, so you could always use more if you wanted. But yeah, that's just my thought on short reads and why I really enjoyed this one. But what do you think? Have you read this too? Does this sound like something you would enjoy? Let me know. I'm the AC. Thank you for watching.